Next week, the draw for the 2013 Rugby World Cup Sevens will take place in Moscow. Hoping to qualify this weekend in Rio is the Argentine women's team, with the help of one of the finest players to have graced the Sevens game. With 230 touchdowns, Santiago Gomez Cora is the leading try scorer in the history of the Sevens World Series. Despite this, his profile remains low back home, and that's just how he likes it.
In Argentina lo vivo muy tranquilo.
In Argentina, I live a quiet life. Sevens isn't as popular here, and only those involved in the game know about my record. At times when I'm away from a rugby environment at work or meeting new people, after 10 years encapsulated in rugby, sometimes I find it hard to introduce myself as a rugby player. Because I'm small, when someone mentions I played rugby, people assume it was just club rugby. Sometimes they even check on their phones about my record because they find it hard to believe, but I don't mind that.
The World Series has changed appreciably since Cora's days on the circuit, but he has an important role to play in the future development of the game.
In those days, the Sevens series was only just starting, and it was looked upon as a fun event, an opportunity to send players away to enjoy themselves. It wasn't what it is today, a way of developing players or identifying players for the Olympics or uncovering new talent for the Pumas.
In 2009, Argentina enjoyed their most successful year in Sevens rugby. At the USA tournament in San Diego, Cora's 7 tries helped his country to only their second series victory.
One of the most important tries of my career, without a doubt, was against America in the USA Sevens semi-final. There were 40 seconds left and we were losing. I kicked the ball ahead and just managed to reach it. It was one of those tries you dream of all your life. Even better to score at the very end, to win a place in the final that you also end up winning. That was one of the best tries of my career.
And less than a month later, on an even bigger stage, Cora was a member of the Argentina squad that reached the final of the Rugby World Cup in Dubai.
I could have been a hero again, but instead I was the villain. But such is life. It's a team sport, and the 12 of us scored that try in San Diego, and the 12 of us missed that try in Dubai. Does it still hurt? Of course. And if I could, I'd change scoring in San Diego for scoring in Dubai.
2 years ago, after a decade of travelling the world, Cora finally called time on his playing career.
It
was one of the hardest decisions I ever took in my life. When I have to explain it to someone who isn't a sportsman, I tell them to imagine an architect who has studied for 10 years and designed some great buildings. You enjoy that and take immense pride in it. But then you have to give back your degree and then work on something totally different. That's the only way I could put it, so that people could understand. I still can't believe how hard it was.
But earlier this year, when Cora returned to the game, he agreed to help the Argentina women's side as they took part in the inaugural IRB Sevens World Series in Houston.
The truth is, I want to take it a step at a time and develop as a coach. That's why I started with developmental and provincial teams. If you ask me what I'd like to do in the future, it would be to be Argentina's coach full-time. But for the time being, I can't do that because of time constraints and because there's already staff in place. I'm only starting and I have a lot to learn, but I don't want to miss anything along the way.